Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing some leather products. This is from a brand I've not reviewed before. It is GAD. I have three products here. GAD is a Turkish-based company. Their slogan there, the land of beautiful horses. It's a brand from Turkey and it is, all the items are handmade and the company's founder, Serhat, has a background in sort of like ecological engineering and operations in the renewable energy sector, but always had a passion for leather products and leather craft and all that kind of stuff. And so the brand specializes in sort of corporate gifts and distribution and that kind of stuff. And it's actually focused on the USA, Canada, and Australia, which is why I'm looking at them. And I've been doing that since 2019. It was kind of inspired by Cappadocia in Turkey, with beautiful landscapes and where the untamed horses sparked Serhat's inspiration for his range of products here. So I'm going to look at these three items, but first, before we do that, I just want to show you sort of the vague sort of thing of what it came with. So in this envelope we get a couple of stickers. Now the items were packaged really beautifully, wrapped in beautiful tissue paper and sort of bound with these stickers, which has their logo on it. It says the land of beautiful horses. These are really nice, simple, clean design. I also got a lovely postcard here, and then a series of refreshing towels. So I'm going to talk about these three items. What I have here is the passport cover, the leather file folder, and the bifold leather portfolio organizer, which is A4 size, and as you can see, it's more sort of portfolio style thing. I've been using a couple of these in the last little while, particularly these two. I'm starting to get a few little scuffs and things like that, which is one of the reasons I love leather products. Like this sort of crazy horse leather here, it's beautiful, and once you start to get like some marks and things, it really brings on the personality and the life of what you've been using it for. So I'm going to show these products, talk about parts and features, and then I'm going to show what I carry in each one. So let's start with the passport folder here. So this is part of the premium series, and it is made of calf skin leather with cream stitching, and it's beautiful. It's simple, it's clean, it's got space for 2 passports and cards, or a couple of notebooks if that's what you decide to carry in it. The size is 14.8 by 10.5 or 21.8 centimeters when it's opened out, which is just over 5 by 4 inches or just over 8 inches when it's that way. It's very simple, it's clean. It retails for $39, nice rounded corners, as I said. So it's a nice single piece of leather on the back, beautiful embossing there of my initials. The whole passport holder is another piece stitched on the top. You get the same on this side, and then you get a space for a couple of cards in there. These kinds of products do sort of stretch and mold around what you put in them. So putting 2 passports in here and a couple of cards and things like that, perfectly fine, will work really, really well. So obviously I'm not going to put my passport in this on camera, but I do have a couple of notebooks that are passport size here. These are traveler's notebooks. And so my suggestion is to put just the cover behind the leather. You could probably squeeze, and I have squeezed a notebook in here. It is a tight squeeze, it will mold around that, but for ease of using, and particularly with things like passports, if you're traveling, for instance, just simply the cover and slide that in there like that. Now, that gives you 2 passports in there, no worries. It's a little bulkier, of course, you've got more in there. And just for the sake of the exercise, I have a couple of Robert Oster swatch play cards here just to demonstrate where the cards go. A couple of nice Robert Oster inks. And there you are. So, everything fits kind of nicely. I would probably only carry my passport and some cards and maybe a couple of papers or stamps or whatever you're wanting to carry in there, but it does hold that, and it holds it nicely. One thing I really have liked about these GAD products so far is the quality of the stitching. It's so straight and clean. I love the accent of the cream on this green leather, and I think that the design being so simple and sort of no fuss actually allows for an easier carry. You're not having to squeeze things in where things aren't designed to be to make room for other things. It is what it is, and it's doing exactly what it should be doing. And it's beautiful. Like, it's a lovely piece of leather. It's got a lovely finish on it, and soft and supple, and yeah, really lovely, but will protect everything. The stability of that stitching is, you know, like, that's rock solid. So a really lovely, simple passport cover there from GAD. Next, we'll look at the leather file folder. This is the damson color of the leather. And this retails full price for $99, but it's marked at $69 as I'm filming this. It's A4 size, so it's 33 by 25 centimeters or 13 inches by 9.8. Now, this will not fit a 13-inch laptop or even a 12.9-inch iPad. I tried both of mine in there, but GAD do make a laptop sleeve as well. So this is really for paperwork. What it is it's simple. It's a nice main piece of leather with the flap sewn in over the top. In here is a magnetic latch, which clicks in really simply, and it's held back behind the GAD embossed logo there. Once again, I got my initials embossed. And the stitching on this with the damson is actually this kind of maroon, almost sort of purple sort of color stitching, which ties in really, really nicely. Then, of course, you've got a solid piece on the front here as well. It's beautifully done. Once again, beautifully cut, beautifully edged. The stitching is excellent. The engineering is simple and clean. It's a nice piece of leather. And so, for instance, I've just got some just plain pieces of paper here. The simple, you know, A4 pages fit in there with no worries, and they're protected. So if you've got important papers, that kind of thing, it's really great. You could also fit some notebooks in there, either sort of A5 or even a smaller A4 notebook. What I personally have been using this for is for work. Now, I've made it known on this channel a number of times that I'm an opera singer, and here is my score of Mozart's The Magic Flute. I find this is great. It's a perfect size for carrying, you know, an A4 score. It keeps everything protected. It's going to get some nice little marks on the corners and those kinds of things. Some of our scores are quite expensive, and so it's nice to have them protected and looked after. And with that magnetic latch, once that's in place, it's secure and it's solid. It's not easy to do around a camera, but it holds on. And so that's what I've been using this for. So you can actually put quite a lot of paperwork in there, files, notes for classes, school, contracts, whatever you're carrying around, whatever you need to carry around. This is a really lovely way of doing it, and it's elegant, and it's very professional, which is why all of these items are considered as great corporate gifts. Imagine you're bored coming into a meeting with their documents and things in one of these. It's very nice, and it does the job, and it's beautiful. So once again, beautiful piece of leather. It's getting some marks on it from my sort of use over the last couple of weeks, but it looks lovely, and I think it's a lovely piece. So the leather file folder there, doubling up as a music folio, and just a really lovely, simple piece, but done really, really well. And then we come to the focus here. This is the bifold leather portfolio organizer. This is brown, A4 size. It is distressed cowhide leather or crazy horse leather. I should say also, all these personalizations are an add-on, but you can have a number of characters for $12 extra on the item. Now, this one retails at full price for $119 at the moment. At the moment, it's marked at $89, which is remarkable. That's such a great price for an item of this quality. A beautiful piece of distressed leather here. The stitching is the sort of more traditional brown, matching the color of the leather. And what this is one big piece of leather, an A3 piece of leather, which is lovely. All the edges are kind of getting distressed, and I'm picking up some marks of my own on this, which I'm really enjoying. Then we've got a big flap down one side with a smaller note book sort of section on or note paper section on the other side. A card slot which has some information about GAD. Thank you for choosing us. We choose the best selected materials, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, very nice, simple tag there. And then on this side, we get the GAD logo once again, and then another big sort of flap. And this is a multi-purpose flap because it's got this slit down the top. So you can either put a notebook in there, like, you know, sort of a lecture pad or something like that, or you can put a pad, you know, sort of top fold pad down the slot there, which is what I tend to do. I have my Ayush paper pad here, which is one of my favorite pads for fountain pen use, and I put that down in there, and there it is. And you can actually see some of the marks from the spring binding, the coil binding over there. And that holds really, really nicely. It's a great size for this. It opens up flat on reverse so that you can, you know, if you needed to use it like that, which is how I've tended to use it, but opens up beautifully. It's got a little pen loop built in. As I said, it's got this bit here where you can put some papers and things like that. You'll fit A4 papers. Once again, I've got these ones here in behind there. So there's plenty of space and room for all the things you need to carry. Now, the pen loop is small. When I carry this, I carry it with a ballpoint pen. And it fits very, very simply, very nicely and easily. You can see down in there, it's all there. And this is really solid, and it's a lovely piece to carry, actually, because you have everything you need. It's chunky, it's heavy, it's substantial, but great for note-taking, you know, in rehearsal or whatever the case may be. In fact, I could carry a score in here if I wanted to and use it as my music folder. Actually, I hadn't thought about that. That's a great idea. If you wanted to carry a fountain pen, you would need to be a slimmer fountain pen. The back of the pen loop is elastic, so you can fit some bigger pens in there, like Alamy Safari, like that. But that is kind of, I wouldn't be pushing it much further beyond that. You know, no big Mont Blanc 149s or anything like that. But as I said, simple, thin ballpoint pens or a slimmer fountain pen here like the Faber-Castell Neo Slim, absolutely perfect. So this is a really useful folio in terms of having capacity for a pad that goes down through the top or a notebook through the back there. You've got space for your paperwork, all those kinds of things, a card, pen, everything you need. Perfect setup to go into a meeting or whatever you may need to be doing. Or even an artist folio, I suppose, if you were wanting that to be the case. So, simple setup and actually at a very, very reasonable price. So talking about these products and the pros and cons, well, what cons are there? It's hard to poke cons at products like this because they kind of do exactly what you want them to do. If you don't like leather products, these are not going to be for you. If you do like leather products, things like this tick a lot of boxes. Firstly, the packaging was so beautifully done. I actually wish I'd taken a photo of it before I opened it. I was just too excited to do so. Beautifully wrapped in a dark tissue paper with the stickers and everything nicely sort of taken care of and well packaged for post and everything. Really nice. The design and the build, as I said, beautiful, just really lovely. The quality of the leather is very nice. It's, you know, it's not got nice grain on it. It's beautiful, beautifully tanned and colored. It's just lovely. Even the distressing on the Crazy Horse here is beautiful. And then of course the price point at $39, $99 or $69 depending on the sale price, and $119 or $89 depending on the sale price. Those are ridiculously low prices. You know, so in comparison to other products that would be realistically up to double the price of these for the exact same thing. So GAD is a range of products as a company you should check out if you're interested in leather products. There are a number of Turkish leather companies. I've reviewed a couple of them in the past. GAD are doing interesting things, slightly different to the others. So check them out. I'll link to their website below. And yeah, 3 beautiful products: the passport cover, the leather file folder, and the bifold leather portfolio A4 organizer. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. Get in touch if there's a way you'd like to support the channel, or if you'd like to provide an item for review, I would love to hear from you. A big thank you to GAD for sending these out. As I said, check out their website below. They've also got a great Instagram and things like that, which you'll be able to find through my Instagram. So yeah, enjoy your leather products and your organizational stuff, and I'll talk to you soon.